Today, I challenged myself to build a Lego WW2 German stug-free tank, but it has to be camouflaged like this. So when I add it into its MOC, you can't see it. So let's get going. The first thing we did was start building the tank, but I forgot to record. I don't know why. For some reason I didn't, but here we go. So I'm about just under halfway, so hopefully we can carry on showing a bit of the build of this. The build is actually amazing. The instructions were really clear that sometimes when there's different ones with different bits of color, like on this one it's brown, yellow and green, that sometimes on the instructions they're not great. It doesn't show you what color you're putting where, but this was actually an amazing build too. It wasn't breaking the bank price on this too. So let's get stuff going with this and see how it looks when it's finished. So let me tell you about the Stug-free. The tank was actually highly valued. It was low cost and really simplistic tank where it was a lot of armor was bolted onto this bad boy, and it had a massive gun, massive range, and it absolutely destroyed enemy soldiers and tanks. And that was the biggest selling point for this one. As for example, this is why we're doing this, as a lot of these tanks used to have a lot of camouflage on. The soldiers would put, the German soldiers would put trees and like branches over it. So when it was hiding in like a tree line or anything like that, and it was basically protecting this side of where they are, if a US tank was coming down, it would be able to hit the tank without the tank even seeing it. And this is what we're trying to do today, reenact something like that. What kind of will make it look kind of cool what we're doing. And I actually built, when I built this tank, I was like, this is such a cool tank. It was really well built, great set, really enjoyed it. And make sure, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, because we're really going ham with content at the moment. We've got a shop coming too that I've been building so people can buy their own tanks, figures, blocks or anything like that. So make sure you do stay tuned, because we're doing a giveaway in the new year. What's going to be crazy, it's going to be a tank, so make sure you subscribe to get yourself in one of them giveaways. What's your favorite battle in World War II? I know it's a classic, but it's got to be D-Day landing, man. Like, and I think it's one of those, just because of like Saving Private Ryan, man. Like, bro, done it justice. Done that justice. Like how mental was. A really other cool one is, it's not saying my favorite, but I think the Berlin Wall was fine. Catty, what's up, my man? Hello, appreciate ya. That was not a cool, it's not like a cool war, but like the buildings and all that I find really interesting. Okay, cool. So hopefully this should, where the hell, how does this go? We're getting it very slowly. Look, the tank is coming along, chat. What are we saying? I'm being honest, man. I'm actually going to rate this tank, probably right this second, for how much I paid for it. But how it feels is quite heavy. It's actually not too bad size, because this is like one of my biggest tanks. So this is the Cromwell, and I feel like that's way too big to put in a MOC, where compared to this, it's not too bad. Like maybe it could be a little bit nicer, a little bit bigger, and we'll be chilling. But I think it could get in a MOC really nicely here. I think that could do a job. So let's get it. Do the tracks work? Yeah, they move, they move, they move, they move, they move. Okay, let's get down to business to defeat the Hun. As you can see now, I've basically done most of the work on this. It was actually really quick build. I think it took me about 2 hours or to do this. For a tank, normally I'm roughly about 3 hours to 4, depends on the size of it. But it was actually really nice, really easy. Definitely a tank I would recommend, trust me with this, because there's been some tanks I build, they don't feel that great. The plastic feels cheap, you put it on, you break it, it flings off or stuff like that. So now it's time to get the turret on. And this tank was very special, that actually you put the turret in and then you got a black rod behind that you can lift. You push in and pull out, and it would bring the tank up and down. What is actually really good, and I didn't even think about this, that why no other tanks do these mechanisms or anything like that, just because of, I know there's a lot of people out there who do stop motion and they would really benefit from this, because I know you can move it yourself, but having these little bits and bobs actually really make the difference in the detail and make the usability of it so much more. Like, I'm a person. I know a lot of people might want me to start doing some stop motion, but I am a person, I'm toying of the idea of it. I want to have a go at it. I know I'm not a patient person like some of these people are. I know my editing isn't amazing like what these people do. I've seen some of the back ends of how people do it and that, but I want to get into it. I want to start having a go at it, make like little scenes or something like that. So something like this is actually perfect for me. But you can see the turret going on, looking beautiful, and now it's the famous armor on the sides, what actually just makes this tank stand out so much, in the sense of like, you got to give it to like the Germans engineering back then. I know it's like basically like, oh, why is there armor on the side, stuff like that, but it makes sense. It really does make sense why they done it, and why it actually looks good, and why it was such a really simple build for a tank, but it was so effective. And that's really what a lot of them are for, you know what I mean? You want a tank that is reliable, you want a tank that just works really. So hopefully this is all built and looks amazing, and I know it does look amazing. So make sure, if you haven't already, comment down below if it looks amazing. Give me a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up, boy, and then we can get on with adding it into kind of a base plate MOC. I know it's not going to look amazing detailed MOC, but it's kind of going for the gist of what we're doing, and it might be something that, you know, we might build even bigger and try and camouflage it even more so you literally can't see it. So now it's time for the exciting bit where we add it into a camouflage MOC. So here we go. Basically what I've done was I made 2 brown tracks where the tank will be sitting, if you know what I mean, where it's going to be driven up that bit, and then basically I just wanted to add everything else green. It's very basic. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, why didn't you use different colors and whatnot. I did try and add a little bit more texture onto this, and I'm really sorry if I didn't do a great job, but it was basically meaning the plate was a basic plate. That's what we was going for. And when we completed this, we had to add some trees, and these have been trees that I've messed around with. I found online how to make bushes, how to make trees, better trees. So I had a few built, and then I had a bit of a disaster where one of them did break. Well, actually I was a bit annoyed about, and I'm one of those, when I break something or something like that, I actually get so annoyed with Lego. I'm very heavy-handed, some would say, or whatnot, but it actually did look really good in the end after all. But with all the bushes there, we added the tank, and trust me, it actually looked better than what I thought. We added a bit of actual bushes on the tank, but I don't think I've actually shown anyone. We added a bush on top and a few up front, just to try and add a little bit more, and realize that this is Lego. This isn't a real bush or anything like that. So I think I've done the best I could. I really hope you'll enjoy it. Make sure you check out what it looks like now. And here it is, the finished product, the Camouflage Stug free tank. We did hide 2 little Germans in there too, where these Germans were actually such good quality Germans ones that we have, where, like you can see, here he is peeking his head out. But trust me, this actually went better than what I thought. It was actually a kind of a spur of the moment thing I was doing, as when I built it, I was like, I don't know what MOC to put it in, and then when I watched a few videos and other people doing stuff, they've actually put it in a camouflage set, and this is what we've done. I'm actually so impressed with myself. Maybe I could do a little bit better, but for how long I done it today for, like how long I've actually spent on it, isn't too long. I could spend way longer and get it way more camouflage, but I'm really proud of this. If you have liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. A lot more Lego content coming your way, so make sure you stay tuned, and comment down below, what do you rate this out of 10? I would love to hear it, and make sure, if you haven't already, have a great day. I'll see you next time.